So hey guys, what's up? My name is Ray, and today's the day that we're talking about our boy Davos getting his revenge. Thanks for everyone who's joining me live. Like I said, this is the new way of doing things and going about things on my channel. This is how I'm going to be doing live streams. I'm still on a bit of a learning curve, so bear with me. But I have something awesome that I've been wanting to do and talk about for a long time. And it's basically my thought on how Davos will kill Melisandre and how the Brotherhood without banners, Arya, and all these other characters come into it. And I just want to give a shout out to Misha Houston. Thanks for joining us. Hey, what's up, Big E? Thanks for joining us too. And like I said, man, it's cool. I don't know. The more interesting, the more stuff I learn, the more hype I am for season 7 to come out because I get to do all these crazy, crazy live streams. And even like in today's episode, we're gonna have like clips. We're gonna have sound and whatnot. It's really cool, and I'm still learning, like I said. But it's great to be here on Saturday. Saturday's usually my day that I like to do live streams. But let's just get into it. To be honest, since the beginning of Game of Thrones, we've had all different types of beef. We've had family beef between Cersei and Tyrion and whatnot, and that was interesting. Even gotten to see in work beef between Littlefinger and Varys and whatnot, and that's probably one of the biggest beefs in the current story right now. And that's one of the ones that I wanted the biggest payoff because I think that they have to have some sort of payoff between Varys and Littlefinger because it seems like they're on opposite ends of the whole thing. Shout out to David Adams. Glad you're enjoying the setup. You know what I mean? It's always awesome having you here. Let me go. And next, I just wanted to talk about another beef, Jon Snow, and this was Crow beef. So basically, we had all different types of different friction and problems with other characters in the story. But one of the main beefs that's kind of been like funny to me from the very start, and it's just like I just can never get around to it, because they always serve the same person, and to me, it always seems like they're on opposite sides of the same line. That's like how I like to describe their relationship, and that is basically these two people. You know what I mean? Mel, Davos. We have these two people who are basically serving the same person, but they just can never, ever, ever get on the same page. And to me, it's just bonkers that these people can never get on the same page. Like, you have the right hand man, and then you have the left hand woman, and they just never get to agree on anything. So I just wanted to explore it and talk with you guys. Long live Stannis. Man, interesting thing. I also knew that it's a bit how could I call it? I wanted to test this out. I also have the chat is going to be later on for the Q&As. You guys get to see the chat right here also. You get to see me, and I have this all set up. So we'll get into that later with the Q&A, and that way anybody who watches this video after the Q&A can get a little bit of context from people in the chat, and even you guys in the chat are involved in the video, so that's why I love that feature. But let's get back to, like Big E put it, the angel and the devil, and that's what basically it really is, right? Because they basically are like the little angel and the little devil on top of basically Stannis's shoulders. Basically, you have the moral compass, which is Davos. He's always telling Stannis what's right from wrong and kind of guiding him in the direction of what he should do and what's morally right, as a difference from basically Melisandre, who just wants to get things done and in the form that she believes is most effective to get them done, by basically making people barbecue. But I really personally enjoy this dynamic between them. But I just think that Melisandre has been a habitual line stepper. For you people who have seen the Dave Chappelle show, you'll know what's up with that. But she just basically steps on the line so many times throughout, especially since we meet her, right? She's always doing these very outlandish things that no one else would tolerate except Stannis, because Stannis is like lusting, and I don't know, it's just interesting. Maybe you guys have noticed that I'm not the biggest Stannis fan out there, because I'm not. But he did, I think, give I personally think that he gave Melisandre a very, very long leash, when it comes to shit. And I feel that, Davos, for the most part, he did the right thing, but Mel just did what, she played with Stannis' head a bit, and everybody in the story sees that. But you could just go from the first thing that she did. The first thing that she did that you knew was just like, this chick is kind of evasive, was with the idols. When we saw and we open up to season 2, and even in Clash of Kings, she's burning these idols, and it's just like this big thing, and people they're not liking it. And we even see it when she gets to the north with Jon, even in the books. Like, even Jon Snow, he's hesitant to take Stannis' deal because of them wanting to erase his religion, his following, what his father and his family before him followed, and she's just so aggressive with it. But I don't know. To me, when you look at like Melisandre, is she evil? Maybe not. I don't think she's doing it just to be evil. Is she doing fucked up shit? Yes, she's doing very messed up shit that, frankly, I don't know how she's gotten away with it until now, basically, until Jon. But these are things that, she consistently has gotten away with, and she's manipulated her way kind of into, Stannis' head. Again, when we first introduced with her, we see that, she's burning the idols on the beach and, basically denying the faith of the Seven. And then we see that she basically hoodwinked, bamboozled, and led astray, run amok on Stannis. She had Stannis believing that he was a Azor Ahai. Oh my God! Sorry for all this traffic. This is New York City. This is New York City at its best. With the traffic. So sorry about that. But basically, Stannis was led to believe that he had this big destiny, that he was the one that was supposed to, lead everybody. And to be honest, that's why kind of his downfall. If you just look at, to me, in the way that, like, for example, you just look at Stannis as a character. He could have done so many things differently, but his personality didn't just allow him. Like, he just wasn't able to, get over himself, I guess. I say that it is an ego thing, and I know many people don't think that, it is an ego thing, but to me it is. Like, Stannis' ego was too big for him to, listen to others. But yeah, so when you look, let's move on to our next slide, because that traffic noise kind of threw me off. You know what I mean? It's hard because I'm actually manipulating so many different things at the same time, and New York has always been out to get me when I'm doing live streams. If you guys recall the incident of 4th of July last year with the fireworks outside my window, so that sucked. But she did something to me that was really, really stingy, really, really messed up. And that was, she made Davos' son, Mathos, and in the books, Davos has more children, but the only son that he had on the TV show, she made him drink the wildfire Kool-Aid. Like, man, it sucks because she did so much shit to Stannis, and the one that broke basically the camel's back was the burning of Shireen Baratheon. So when you look at basically everything that she's been through with Davos and all the shit that she put Davos through, you kind of get him a bit. You kind of understand where he's coming from. Yeah, Misha, I don't agree. I agree. She is not evil. She's just very devoted to her religion, maybe to an excessive point. I think that she overdoes it a bit too much, in my opinion. But, I mean, with her, as it pertains with Davos, when you just look at her and Davos, for example, I mean, for her to basically convert his only son on the TV show, at least, and then make him believe all this mumbo jumbo, Verlore and whatnot, it would really hurt someone like Davos that, he has his way of going about things, his own personality. And he's not really a religious man, but to see his son go that route, it must really suck for him as a person. But to me, this is like where Mel, especially on the TV show, really went awry. Like, this is where she really, when she said that, she told him that death by fire, That basically means that she knew he was going to die. And, like in this scene in particular that we see here, she basically did it out of spite just to get back at him, which is a fucked up person thing to do. You know what I mean? It was very stingy. It was not a nice thing. It wasn't because of religion that she said it. She just basically knew that he was going to burn there instead of warning him or helping Davos because they're on the same side. She kind of just rubs it in his face a bit, and that was very, very, very messed up in my opinion. But like I said, to me, Davos and Mel have basically been on the same line, right? And then they're like one on one side, one on the other. And I just wanted to say this, like I put caption here. This is maybe one of my favorite scenes in Game of Thrones. The way that this looks when they're on the wall is just like, oh man. That's one of my favorite scenes in the whole show, I think. The way that they did like the CGI that you see beyond the wall behind them. I don't know, man. I just loved it. I just really loved that scene, and it was really dope to me. All right. Now, look no further. They're on the same side, right? Basically, and they're both on opposite ends. So it's like a tug of war. But like I said here, guys, when looking for love, look for someone who looks at you the way that Melisandre looks at Gendry. But then again, maybe not. Look at the way that she looks at Gendry. She's like, oh my god, he must smell great burnt or something. Like, it's just like the weirdest look of ever. Look at that. Oh my god. But they're on opposite ends basically, and we did see that basically Mel wanted to burn Gendry. She didn't get away with it. She wasn't able to get away with it. And basically, poor Gendry, has been rowing his boat since season 3 basically, and we haven't seen him again, which is crazy. But I'm hopeful for season 7. And basically, it's weird because it seems like they do not like each other, the two characters, but they seem that they work well together. If that makes any sense to me, they work well together when they have to, but they just are not good together. And we saw that, like I said, with Gendry and Davos and whatnot. I just feel that, and I hope that we do get more of Melisandre before the end of season 7, because I do think that she will be killed. That's why I'm doing this live stream right now and this kind of like theory thing. I'm doing it because I do believe that she will die by the end of season 7. But I hope that we do get enough of her, because I do enjoy seeing the character. Partially because I have a crush on Carice Van Houten. She is a very beautiful woman. But they have only really agreed on 2 things after the whole Gendry thing, because we know that Stannis was going to kill Davos. He was going to have him killed, and basically, he was learning from Shireen how to read and write and whatnot. They read the letter from the Night's Watch, and when Stannis was gonna, give him that work, basically, Davos saved himself by, telling them that they need help at the wall. Mel agreed with Davos, and that, saved our boy Davos from a very, very sad and bad death. But basically, the only 2 things that they have ever agreed on are basically going to the wall and Jon Snow, right? So we said, like I said, the whole situation happened. Davos was going to get killed by Stannis. He was going to execute him for basically treason and whatnot. Mel says, yeah, you have to go to the wall because it helps and serves her agenda. And basically, they go to the wall. And basically, along their whole, time at the wall, they met Jon and whatnot. But this is where I think things are going to start get tricky, right? Because the whole thing of them meeting Jon and Stannis not being there anymore basically brought up brings into action, that they were serving Jon, is that Jon is not the same as Davos, in my opinion. Thanks, Alan Vannerson. Thank you. What's up? Hey, Jillian. So basically Jon isn't Davos. And since Jon isn't Davos, he won't tolerate the same things as basically Stannis would have. So after the burning of Shireen Baratheon, we saw that the Battle of the Bastards happened. Basically, Mel and Davos were both serving Jon Snow. And basically that led to one thing to another. And basically Davos, in the process of Battle of the Bastards, when he told Tormund, was going for his walk, he found the stag that he would given Shireen. When he saw that, basically, long story short, Mel burned Shireen, Davos found out, and this is what happened with Jon and Mel.
Ride south today. If you return to the north, I'll have you hanged as a murderer.
If you ever come back this way, I will execute you myself.
Now, after this scene, you get to see the difference between how things are going to be run. If you want to ride with Jon and the people of the North, they have a very different moral compass. We saw that Jon said he'll kill her, and we did get to see that Davos said if she ever returns, he'll kill her himself. So basically, to me, that is huge. That is basically foreshadowing that, in my opinion, that's like a done deal, that basically Davos is going to be the one to kill Mel. Because we have to get that payoff, right? So, when... Alright. Wait, sorry. My phone. Alright. So, Davos did say that he would kill Mel himself. So, to me, that would basically, in a way, give me the impression that if Mel were to ever bump into Davos again anywhere, south, north, wherever it happened, it would go down. So, I don't know. I think that he's going to kill her. But these are some of my thoughts, and this is why I think that he is going to kill her, and how I think we're going to get from point A to point B as we go along in the story. Now, how is this going to happen? How is this scene that we're seeing right here, Sir Davos with his hands around the neck of Melisandre? This is how I think is going to happen. And this is where Arya, to me, comes into full effect. Arya has to meet with Melisandre again. And we know as much because basically, Mel did tell Arya that they would meet again.
We will meet again.
So basically, after that, we know that Mel has had many visions that are messed up, and she doesn't get things straight. And yes, Eric, I do agree with you, Biggie. We know that Arya had Melisandre on her list, and she had a few other people. I'll get to that in a minute, because I did set up for that. But I do believe that they will meet again, but I just think it has to go to Davos. Like, I know that a lot of people believe that basically, we don't get these payoffs. I do believe that we will get a payoff. But I just don't think that it's Arya getting the payoff with Mel, because the way that I see it, Mel did not kill Gendry. Yes, she wanted to kill him and burn him and milk him dry for his blood, but she didn't get to do it. On the other hand, we see that Davos was wronged for his son. We see that he was wronged for Stannis and that whole family, Shireen and them all. And basically, Davos needs to get his. That's just my opinion, and that's how I see it happening. But I just think that basically the way that it's going to go down is that the Hound, Arya, and all of them are going to bump into each other. And I believe that they're going to basically, because they're all heading into a very, very small territory all together. If you guys just look, here, if you guys look there in that map, basically these are where the characters are, right? We have the Hound in the Riverlands. We have Arya at the Twins, and we have Melisandre coming down from the north. Now, the way that I see it, and I've heard so many cool theories after I did my Arya kills Littlefinger video, because basically I mentioned this in one of my previous videos, but I wanted to make a video or a live stream dedicated to this, because I honestly do believe that this is going to happen. But look at this map. This map doesn't lie. This is where they said they're going to head. Because last time that we saw, especially the Hound, he was joining the Brotherhood Without Banners, and this here is basically what happened in that episode when he joined them.
Mine. Killed you once before, Dondarrion. Happy to do it again. Drop that arrow, you bloody girl. Tougher girls than you tried to kill me. Hanging. All over in an instant. Where's the punishment in that?
They die.
They all bloody die. Except this one here.
Why?
I beat you because I'm better than you, Beric. I was better than you before you started yammering on about the Lord. And I'm better than you now.
You can still help a lot more than you've harmed, Clegane. It's not too late for you.
So I just talked a whole bunch and you guys did not hear me. But basically, yeah, I had myself muted. But basically, look at the map. It basically shows you right there. Melisandre's coming south. Arya and Melisandre have to meet. Melisandre has a GPS to the Brotherhood Without Banners because she finds them without even, any communication between them, basically. So she totally 100%, they all have to bump into each other. So, thank you again, Misha, for telling me about the sound, because if not, I would have kept on talking. Like the Hound says, I'm a bit of a talker. But, yeah, man, I definitely see them. Let me know, guys, in the chat. What do you think? Do you guys think that they will be bumping into each other? Or do you think that, I'm interested, because I have heard a bunch of theories, right? I've heard a bunch of theories. A minute. I have heard a bunch of theories about basically Melisandre possibly taking her necklace off. And then I think it was Big E himself had told me, if she takes it off, she probably might bite the dust, you know what I mean? And basically I believe that's true. She needs that glamour to stay alive. So I doubt that she would bump into Arya and whatnot. And even if she weren't glamored, the way that I just see it is Arya knows when people are lying. So that, I think that has to come into effect too, the whole faceless men training, that she could probably pick up when someone's lying. Thank you guys in the chat for the compliment on the stream, because that's why I'm doing it. I'm not gonna lie, I lasted maybe like a good minute setting everything up for tonight, but like I said, this is really fun. And like I said, when we have all those episodes coming out in the summer, oh boy, this is gonna be awesome. I'm not typing back because it's a bit more complicated, but like I said, it's gonna be awesome for the new season. But Arya comes big into this whole thing, right? Because Arya is one of the more complicated characters when it comes to meeting other characters. Hey BBM, shout out to you. What's up? Basically, since Arya and Melisandre have to meet up again, and I think that Mel will meet up with the Brotherhood Without Banners, this comes into effect. Now, this right here to me is a very, very big issue for anybody on this list. And when you look at it and you go by what I'm saying, we know and basically assume that, Arya took Sandor the Hound Clegane off of the list. But then, if it is true, like I'm saying, that all of these people will bump into each other, she would have 4 of the people on this list in one place. And Arya might not even have her face on. But there is, like I said, one tricky thing. We know that, basically, Melisandre could see the eyes and maybe recognize Arya's eyes. Because she did say that she would basically, close 3 eyes and whatnot. And, the colors that she would close. Who knows? She probably is going to kill Beric, Thoros of Myr, and Melisandre. We know that Melisandre has blue eyes, as we see here. I don't know what other are the eyes of Thoros and Beric, but for all we know, those are the 3 eyes that she might kill. But that doesn't help my theory if Arya kills Beric, Melisandre, and Thoros. But we know that Melisandre recognizes Arya's eyes, and we know that Arya picks up on lies, so that might come into effect in this whole theory. But I do believe that they will bump into each other, and I do believe that Arya will find out that basically Melisandre did not kill Gendry. So I am hoping for that, and I do think that that might come into effect later down the line. But the other three on this list, basically Cersei, Sir Ilyn, and Gregor, or Franken Mountain, however you want to call him. Yeah, these three basically characters, I think they might get off her list, but I don't know if she'll be able to kill him. Like, Sir Ilyn Payne, I just hate him. I really want to see him get his, because he's like an extension of Joffrey. Alright, so next up, in A Dance with Dragons, in A Dance with Dragons, we know that basically Mel devises a plan when who she believes Arya, who is actually Jane Poole, is at Winterfell. She basically sends Mance Rayder with some spear wives to go get Jane Poole, but they believe, like I said again, that it's Arya. So she does this basically, and in the books, the intention behind this is to get in Jon's good graces. And to me, that's the big thing of the whole situation, right? That she's doing it because she wants to win Jon over in a way. And basically, you know, then we got the pink letter and whatnot. But besides that, I just want to get to the point, and I just want to emphasize on the point that she wants to win Jon over. Because Jon doesn't believe in basically... I have a video on that coming out too, guys, so stay tuned for that. I have a video on basically Jon Snow not believing or not knowing. Yeah, it's going to be cool. I have a video on Arya's list coming up soon, so remember to stay tuned for that. But basically, she wanted to get in Jon's good graces, and I think that she will want to get in Jon's good graces again, be it by bringing back Arya when she finds out that Arya is, you know, Jon's sister, or Killer Girl is Jon's sister. I think that she would want to bring Arya back to Winterfell to get into Jon's good graces. But the issue here is, like I said, Jon said he would have her killed, but Davos said he would do it himself. So basically that leads me to believe that if basically Melisandre were to bring back Arya and win Jon over, it's like, if Jon won't do it, I will. And that's what I believe is going to end up happening at the end of the day. Shout out to you, Iron Throne. What's up? Thanks for joining us. Not yet, but that's the way I see it happening here, and that's basically what I truly believe is going to happen with Arya, Melisandre, and the Brotherhood. I think that they're all heading north, and there has been like some kind of proof to that, but I'm not going to get into that because I've been avoiding spoilers myself. But so I'm curious, guys, what do you think? Do you guys think that this actually might happen? Do you guys not agree? Do you think that it, I don't know. Let me see. So I put up the chat. Let's keep it PG. Hey, Gray Area, thanks for joining. Hi. Let's see. It's cool. I get to see the chat here and here on the computer, and then I get to see the chat in real time. It's always cool doing this. I'm actually kind of learning with this right now with the whole chat thing. There we go. All right. Chat's better there. All right. So, all right. So I have a question. All right. So it comes from One True David Adams. Yeah. No imposters. That's the real David Adams. All right. And he says, in that pic that was released of the Hound in the Snow, who do you think he's riding with, and is he riding with either Arya or Mel? I honestly, truly believe that he is, because we already know, like I said, he joined the Brotherhood. I believe that he might be with Melisandre, and I do believe, because Melisandre is like one of those characters that you just imagine will be at the end of the war, like in the war to come. You just imagine that, like, she has to be there. So I don't know, man. I hope that, and I believe that Melisandre will be with the Brotherhood. I do believe again that Arya will bump into them. I don't know if she will be traveling with them, but I do believe that they will be together to some extent, or they will bump into each other at least. Yeah, because like I said, Mel, for the most part, has been wrong. Not wrong, but she's just hasn't been always as accurate on her whatnot, on her theories or whatever. But for the most part, she gets it right. Oh, that's funny. Iron Throne says Dany looks like she's doing a PSA on Targaryen TV in that picture. All right, so if you guys have any questions or anything, to prolong this or anything you guys want to talk about, let me know in the chat, because I really only wanted to, test, like I said, this theory, this video out a bit. I wasn't planning on being too long on, but if you guys have any questions, any comments, anything you guys want to talk about, hit me up right now. I'll take a few comments or whatever, and we'll keep it moving. I want to see her and the Hound hug. Who? Wait, I'm kind of lost. Melisandre will be what? I don't know. What was that gray area? Go? Oh, the ghost of High Heart, I'm guessing that's it? Alright. She will be with the Brotherhood. Yeah, I mean, for the most part, like I said, I think that Mel has something way bigger to the story. Like, she has to be, like, it just has to, like, it would be cool, because in the books you imagine it a little bit more fantasy than it actually is on the TV show. But I want to see her powers, like, up against, like, the Night King for some reason. And not that I've been giving any reason to believe this, but I just imagine Mel being like I don't know, like fire bending, and like the Night King ice bending or some shit like that. Like, if you guys have seen Avatar and Korra and whatnot, that's how I just imagine it. I just imagine it would be like some crazy big battle, and maybe Mel and the Night King might have, be on opposite ends of the whole thing. Let's see. The boy 1DA said, what reason do you think Mel would have to remove her glamour? I've actually heard a few people tell me that, basically so that she could, like, pass through basically Winterfell or go into Winterfell and, basically not be picked off by Davos or Jon Snow. Because, again, in this scene right here, they basically did say that they would kill her.
Ride south today. If you return to the north, I'll have you hanged as a murderer.
If you ever come back this way, I will execute you myself.
So I do believe that she knows that if she returns to Winterfell, she runs danger. So I think that would be a good enough reason to, to take that glamour off. Okay. I see David says Derek was saying seeing the Hound and Arya hug in their reunion. Yeah, it would be nice, because basically there is a sort of like friendship there now. But I hope that Arya doesn't kill him, because that would be like really dark. I think that Arya is beyond repair in my opinion, but that's just me. Do you think, BBM says, do you think Davos or Arya will kill Mel? I do believe that one of them will kill Mel. I do think that one will kill her. I just don't know if Arya would do it, because I think that if for Arya to do it, she would kill her maybe ahead of time of what I'm expecting. And I just believe that basically Mel has something else to do in the story. She probably might not even die in season 7. It probably might be season 8 for all we know. But I do believe she's going to die. I mean, she's like 500, isn't she? She's like 500 years old. How would you kill her? Now, I think that the way you kill her is by removing her glamour. Like, that has to be the way, because that's what give her powers. That's what, because yeah, she, like in the book, she has powders and potions and whatnot and shit that she's basically running out of. But it says in the books that basically the closer she is to the wall, she's stronger. So I just think that we did see a moment of weakness when she removed the glamour in the first episode, and I think that they must have a reason for showing that. So I think that by her losing the glamour, she might die, because we saw that with Maester Crescent. He drank the Kool-Aid, man, and he died alone, and she drank that whole shit, and nothing happened to her. So I do think that Grey, that's how it's going to happen. I don't think that by burning her, and it's interesting because when they're burning in the books, when they're burning Rattleshirt, it kind of puts a strain on her. So that, I think that that's like key in the whole Mel thing. I do believe that that has something big to do. I do agree with you, E. I think that that's like her life force to a certain extent. I think that if she, I wonder though, do you guys think that she takes it? Because in the books, nah. But do you guys think that she takes that off every day? Because I remember also I heard somewhere that George had said like Melisandre was one of the most misunderstood characters. I don't know about that. I mean, she's burning people left and right, but you know, George is a little bit weird to be making all this story up, right? Her exact age, I don't know, because in the show and in the books, it seems different. I think in the show, I think I remember, and the after the episode, if you guys know, you guys feel free to put it in the chat. But I believe in the after the episode or something, they were like, she's like, I think like 300 or 400 years or some shit. They made it seem like it was way older than she actually was in the books. But yeah, I don't know her exact age. Grey, Iron Throne, Big E. Do you guys know? I don't know her exact age. I don't recall exact. I remember, I think, hearing D&D. I'm not sure. Maybe I think it was like 400 years or something like that. All right, let's see. Have my little drink. What time is this? All right, guys. So I'll probably just be only like a few more minutes. I'm not sure exactly, but yeah, I'll probably just be on a little bit. Maybe like a good, maybe 10 more minutes, if anything, depending on how you guys. But I don't know, man. I think that Melisandre is definitely gonna get it by either Davos or what you call it. All right. Any more comments? Any more question, guys? Before let's see, because I can't actually go down the chat right now because, like I said, you know, I am doing so many things right now to run this layout. Okay, so we have another question. Oh, wait, let me answer this one. All right, so we have 3 questions, right one after the other. All right. All right, we have like 4 questions, so I'll answer all of them. All right, so all right, there we go. All right, so first we have another one from David Adams, and he says, Jon passes sentence, so do you think he will hang her when she returns to the North? I don't think that Jon will hang her, especially if he brings Arya. That's where I think the whole her looking for Jon's favor so that Jon accepts her again in the North. And Jon's going to be like, oh, you know, we need her, possibly to Davos. Don't do anything. But once Davos gets that little chance, he said he was going to kill her. And I truly believe he's going to kill her. Derek Evans says, is Arya making it to the end, though? I know that I get a lot of flack for this, but I honestly do not believe that Arya makes it to the end of the story. For the simple fact that I believe that Arya is just way too damaged. I don't see her going back to the castle. And even from like the beginning of the story, because beginning of the story, she was just like, you know, a bit odd from her sister because, you know, she wasn't like a lady and whatnot. And, you know, she like, you know, she was, you know, Arya, whatever, cool character. But then it got to a point that, like, now she's just a sociopath. She's killing people left and right, getting revenge. She has a hit list. So I honestly do not think that Arya, even after everything is said and done, I don't think and I don't see a world in where Arya would be allowed to, like, thrive and, you know, like, rule So that'll be interesting. I honestly don't think that Arya makes it to the end. And we did hear that, you know, they in the books they say that Arya would be found with Needle, like frozen, with Needle in her hand. So that might be some foreshadowing. Let's see. What are your top 100 theories? I don't think I have 100 theories, but I do have some favorite theories, and I'll mention some because, like I said, before I even had a YouTube channel, I would watch like a bunch of other people's YouTube channels, and then I would just really disagree with them, and then I was like, you know what, I want to open a YouTube channel. So basically, that has led to me liking some other people's theories. One of my favorite theories is what is in the crypts of Winterfell from Tony Teflon. I really like that. I like Don Willie's Bran is evil. I like that one. I think I agree with that. I did a video on it myself. I like GOT Academy's Sansa will be queen, because that was the first place that I actually heard that theory. To me, that one is really good and is very well based on like good possibilities. I remember I saw another one from Smokescreen basically, and it was I think that he said that the bittersweet ending might actually be that Jon might never find out his parentage. That one is dope to me, because to me that would suck so bad if Jon never found out, because that would be like that they wouldn't pay it off. So that would be really bad to me. And then we have another question. It comes from Misha Houston. Well, will there be any guests? Don Willie, KFC, which is Kyle's Fucking Chickens, Amelia. Yes, we will have a ton of guests later down the line. The thing is that it is extremely difficult for me to learn how to do this for some reason. And as you could see, like, I know how to put the videos up, the chat. I have like screens and everything, but I still haven't been able to get down pat how to have multiple people on. And I did it the other day with Amelia, but that was by luck, I kind of guess. So when I get that down pat, I would love to have like people like Gray Area. We have her in the chat. She's awesome YouTuber. And there's just like, she has like this southern thing going on. Something like we call it, like us Latin people call it sazon. She got like this, you know, it's just awesome. I love her videos. You guys should definitely check her out if you haven't. But yeah, man, Amelia is definitely going to be on for the season 7, reviews and talks on the weekends. And yeah, man, we have like a ton of stuff. Like, I have so many things planned out for when Game of Thrones comes out. The only thing is that now, since I have like a few weeks with more time, a little bit more loose, basically I'm going to be, learning, doing a little bit more live streaming, a little bit more, a couple more videos. But once I start picking up work again, full steam again, and things get a little bit more hectic, I probably won't be putting out as many videos as I once was. But yeah, man, I want to have a bunch of guests. I've talked with Kyle and a bunch of other people. Yeah, man, I have this thing that I wanted to do, and I'm just gonna tell you guys now that I wanted to do. I wanted to like interview like other YouTubers basically and talk about like how they fell in love with Game of Thrones and whatnot. And it's gonna be like a cool experience where you guys get to meet and understand and know your favorite YouTubers. And we're going to get that down pat. I just need to get this straight, and because like that's like one of the funniest stories how I actually got into Game of Thrones. Like how I knocked down, like with me personally, I got into Game of Thrones. The first episode I saw was the Purple Wedding when Joffrey died. And up until that day, I knew that Joffrey was a dick, but I just didn't know how much of a dick he was. And seeing him die, I was like, oh, that's messed up. And I see everybody who was watching the show was just like so hype about Joffrey dying. And then when I'm like, yo, why are they so hype? And I was like, yo, it looks interesting. I'm gonna watch the first episode. And then I saw freaking Cersei and Jaime boning. Like, what other show? Like, I'd never seen that shit. I was like, what the hell is happening here? And then I was like, no, let me watch episode 2. And then I was like, oh God, let me see this, let me see that. And then I was just like hooked on it. And I'm not gonna lie, like in 4 days, I saw like 40 episodes. Yeah, like in 4 days. And oh my God, the Red Wedding, I saw that one like at 3 a.m. That was like crazy for me. That was like ugh, that was so hard for me to watch. Yeah, the Red Wedding was like probably the worst episode to watch. Which episode do you guys think was the hardest to watch from Game of Thrones ever? Like for you to watch? That's what I'm interested in. Let me know in the chat which episodes you guys thought were the hardest to watch. No, bro. No. Yeah, kind of. No, BBM. Cersei and Jaime having sex did not get me. It was like the spin, like, oh my God, what is wrong with these people? And then it was just like, what the hell? Like, you know what I mean? It wasn't them actually having sex. It was just like, what the fuck? Like, I did not expect that. And then they threw him out the window. Like, you're gonna tell me that's not like crazy for a pilot of anything. So yeah, that was. Let's see. Gray Area says hold the door. I'm not gonna lie, the hold the door episode, Gray. I have only seen that maybe. Let me see. I have seen that hold the door episode maybe like 5 times ever, and I've seen like all the other episodes maybe like 10 times, but the door episode I've only seen it maybe at like 5 episodes. The Shireen burning, maybe I might sound crazy, but just the screaming was what really unsettled me. But it wasn't like sad. Like to me, it was sad. Cause oh my God, this is why live video is kind of weird. It was sad, but it wasn't like the door sad. Like in that episode, the door. Bran was one of my favorite characters, and it turned him into a villain in my eyes. Like I just do not see how I could ever look at Bran the same. Let's see. Baelor, episode 9, season 1. Yeah, I mean, that's Ned, right? When Ned, yeah, that was bad. Oh yeah, David. Oh my God. Oh God, that was a hard question I just asked there. Hearing Ned saying that he committed treason, like that he committed treason, that was bad. That was worse to me than Shireen, because it was like the bad guys won. Baelor addicted. I mean, it's funny because, like I said, I had seen Game of Thrones promotional stuff for years, and I never saw Sean Bean after the first season. But for some reason, I just assumed that he was like, and I just never saw it coming, man. Like when you see that, I'm not gonna lie though, when Sansa hits the floor, I was like, shit. Sophie Turner, like it's just like, dude. Yeah, white privilege. I get it. Like white as a white. All right, I get it. White privilege. Mine was Lewin when he thought Brandon Rick on the torch. That was hard. Yeah. That was weird, man. When Theon burned the kids. Let's see. Oh, sweet summer child. Oh man, you know one of the cool things about this whole chat thing too is that basically everyone, I'm looking at the chat and everybody has a bunch of personalities. Everybody's really cool in the chat, and everybody gets to see who's in the chat, and basically that's pretty cool. I'm really liking it, and all this stuff I'm really just testing out because I want to have everything ready and set for let's see. Yeah, Gray, that was hard. When Ned killed Lady, that was a very, very, very shitty thing. It was like really hard. It was interesting though, because I remember I was like, what? Like, because I was a slow watcher when I was watching this. I was like, why did Bran wake up when they killed the direwolf? Like, I didn't know about the whole wargame thing, so I was like, oh, that's weird. Like, you know what I mean? Another thing I wanted to talk about, I wanted to ask you guys was, are you guys going to be watching American Gods? Yeah, American Gods. Are you going to be watching that series? because I was thinking about possibly watching it and possibly maybe even doing videos because the premise sounds cool. A friend of mine told me I should read the books. I never read any of them, and I've never really known much about it until recently, until the show is about to come out. But if you guys are going to be watching it or you guys think it's worth, let me know in the comments and in the chat. Yeah, man. Yo. Yo, season 5 was no wait, was it? Yeah, season 5 when Barristan and Jon, and with Jon particularly, I was like, because I had just started the audiobooks. I had just started hearing them, and basically I hadn't gotten up to like, cause I had a friend who wanted like to spoil the whole thing for me, and basically I had started the audiobooks, and when I saw Jon, I was like, no. Oh my God, it just reminds me of like the Knicks. It cost me as much pain as the Knicks cost me. So, yeah, for the watch, man, that was shitty, man. Oh man, and then Ollie, I hated Ollie like for a year. That kid, I hated him like if he robbed me like of my PlayStation or something or a computer or whatever. Yeah, man, Ollie was horrible. American Gods tomorrow. Yeah, let's see. Poor Barristan. D&D killed him, and Rogue One gave him half a lie. I'm thinking you're saying a line. Yeah, line. All right, let's see. Watch a good show until Game of Thrones starts in July. Yeah, it looks really good. American Gods looks promising. It looks like, because the concept of it looks different. You know what I mean? I just don't like that much gory stuff, to be honest. Like when I see too much gore and stuff, it kind of throws me off a bit. But yeah, man, I was really hyped for it. I probably might see it. I mean, you know, it doesn't hurt to see the show. I'm not sure if I might do videos on it, depending on, you know, however many people I see seeing it or traction. I'll probably do a video on it or whatnot. All right, let me see. BBM says, my mom watched for the watch episode like 10 to 50 times and said to me, because how the blood flowed, Jon is not dead. It's not died. I mean, I saw a lot of people with that, and it really pretty much didn't mean anything. But boy, did it give us hope. I mean, when we saw the trailer that Jon is like, who we believe is Jon, and he's like on the back of the horse, and he's running into the battle. We all believed it was Jon, and it wasn't even Jon. But I mean, we needed that hope, man. We needed that little extra oomph. That is a good question, Misha. If I hate Game of Thrones, why? If I hate gory, why watch Game of Thrones? Well, like for example, I have a weird thing. Like I can't see, for example, Hellboy. For some reason, it kind of yucks me out. I can't see it while I eat a plate of food. Hellboy. Let me see what else. I can't see like Sparta, all that, like when they're like cutting people and it's like whatever. I can't see that. That's not my thing right there. It's just really not. But yeah, I love like Game of Thrones gore is like whatever. Like the Battle of the Bastards is like PG Sparta or something. Misha says, question, is Jon dead in the books? Hell no. I think that basically George is using Jon's death to basically, like on the TV show, release him of his vows, alter his personality a bit, because Jon isn't that aggressive person. And we know from like the warging, I was doing a warging video and I scrapped it, but basically from warging we know that, you know, you take sort of the traits of the animal. So if Jon were to get and live in let's say for example Ghost, and it's interesting because Varamir Sixkin says that, like, when he sees, like, ghosts, he's like, there would be a second life worthy of a king, right? So I think that basically the whole thing of Jon dying is just to change Jon's personality and to free him of his vow to the Night's Watch. Because if you believe in the Grand Northern Conspiracy, it seems like they're looking to reinstate the Starks again. But I think he's coming back. Hey, Meriden. Same. Love from New York to South Africa. Thanks for joining. I am kind of almost out already, but thanks for joining. If you guys have any more comments, I'm going to give it 4 more minutes and then I'm out. It was fun. It's interesting because when you start prepping all these images and screens and whatnot, you just think that maybe you might get, I don't know, you think that you might actually get, it might be longer, but then I just burned through all the images and whatnot, and it's only like 10 minutes worth of of things to say. So if you guys don't have anything else, I almost might be heading out. But like I said, it was cool. Yep, that's exactly David Adams. David Adams said, what funny about that is, Ray was sitting there eating, watching Hellboy one day, looking at his plate, like, damn. And that's exactly what happened. One day I was watching Hellboy and eating, and it was horrible. It messed my shit up, and I just can't watch. Like, I'm telling you, I cannot watch Hellboy and eat. Like, I just can't. Like, there's certain things like slime and whatnot. It's just not my thing. Iron Throne says favorite top 200 characters. Let's see. The White Walkers. They're like the Beatles. The White Walkers. Yes, BBM. This is OBS. I'm running OBS right now. Let's see. But guys, you know what? I'm gonna end it here. Like I said, thanks for joining me. Thanks for watching. This is awesome. If you guys enjoyed it and you guys like it, remember to like the button, drop a like. It helps the channel a lot. And basically, I'm heading out. Yeah, I wanted to test this out. Some of the the chat and whatnot. I'm gonna implement it, see how everything works, and it's working fine, I guess. As always, guys, it's a true pleasure. My name is Ray, and peace. Oh, I was muted. Thanks, George, for the donation. That was my first donation. Sorry, I had to cut it short. But definitely for the next time, I'll give you guys more of a heads up. As always, guys, it's a true pleasure. Thanks again for the donation, and hope to see you guys soon again. Peace.